Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the final Chancellor's Virtual All-College meeting for the year. I'd like to begin first by acknowledging that today's meeting is taking place on the ancestral lands of the Tohono O'odham people who have stewarded these lands from time immemorial. I'm so excited today to really talk about some of the positive things that have happened since this past March. I mean, a lot of times we talk about, the challenges as well as the opportunities. We really want to focus on just a lot of the positive work that's happened over the course of the last year. And I first want to begin by saying thank you to each and every one of you. I mean, PIMA, we have led through this pandemic in a way that it serves as an example, not only for our community, but for so many other colleges and universities across the country. I can say today, a knock on wood, that not a single person contracted COVID as a result of being at the college. Now, that doesn't mean that folks did not get COVID, just they did not get it from being at PIMA. So that's just a testament to the great work that all of us have done. I want to thank the faculty who were on the ground offering programs, the staff who were on the ground, making sure that things went smoothly. Thank the facilities team, the police and safety group who were on the ground from day one, our IT team, our finance people, and I want a special thank you to the PCC TV crew because they're here all the time to make sure we can do these types of events and meetings for all of you. So just thank you and if I forgot anybody, just my apologies. Just thank you so much. So we want to talk about the exciting work that's been going on over the last year and a few months. I'm going to have Dolores talk about the master planning work that's been going on. And you're going to see, some terrific progress that's happened, as well as just some of the exciting things that are going to be unveiling here very soon. In fact, on May 18th, we're going to do the ribbon cutting for our brand new Automotive Technology Center. This is a state-of-the-art facility. It is just under 50,000 square foot. It is a game-changing facility for our community, for our students, and for our faculty and staff to work and learn in, and they deserve it. We're moving them from less than 15,000 square foot into this really nice facility that was built with the future in mind, that future of autonomous, connected, electrical, shared, and we have so many other exciting ones that will be coming on board. Let me say a little bit something about enrollment. So as of right now, our summer enrollments are looking very solid. In fact, you can't find this level of enrollment at PIMA without going back about 5 years ago. So we are doing very well as we're going into summer, so that's a positive sign. As we look at the fall numbers right now, they're tracking consistent with pre-pandemic numbers. So we're very hopeful for what fall is going to look like. Again, just so much positive happening in that regard. And then we've just seen people all throughout the district, pitching in, volunteering, working at the college or in the community. Had a wonderful event last night that Dolores and I and David and others were able to participate. The honors and PTK students, and just what the students had to say about the faculty, about the staff, and the tremendous support. I mean, it's just great to hear that. And then we've been able to participate in student town halls. And again, the students really feel the positive support that we're providing them. Not that they haven't pointed out some things we can improve on, and that's what continuous improvement is about, but they also just highlighted how the care and the attention and the positive nature of the interactions. So I'm just so pleased with how we all have been doing throughout this year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Dolores, and then she's going to send it back over to me, and I'm going to talk about our budget and talk about some of the CARES money that we have gotten here over the last year, and then close us out with a nice video that you can see a flyover of the downtown campus. So with that, Dolores, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Lee. Good afternoon. Buenas tardes a todos. It's so good to be with all of you here today at the end, towards the end of the semester. And I wanted to thank you, Lee, for your leadership in this very extremely difficult year that we've been through with the pandemic and social unrest. Happy National Appreciation Teachers Day. I believe today is the last day of the week of National Teacher Appreciation Week. So we're very grateful to all of our faculty, our staff instructors, everyone here at the college really is an educator, all of us, advisors, counselors, administrators, staff, everybody. We're here with a common goal of helping our students reach their success and their potential. So congratulations to all of you. And I'd also like to say that we have had a very positive impact on students. As the Chancellor mentioned, we participated in student town halls through the Breaking Student Barriers Task Force. They've been very honest with us, very candid, and they shared their stories. And it's so important that we elevate the student's voice and listen to them and act upon what they tell us, what they share with us. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But most of it is really good, and I want to thank all of you for your engagement with our students in the classroom and outside of the classroom with student life. They really talked about the sense of belongingness with the various student clubs, with Student Senate, with PTK, with honors. So we're really happy with all the work that you have done to make them feel comfortable, welcomed, and a sense of belongingness at the college through this really difficult time. Before I go on to our presentation on the Education Master Plan, Facilities Master Plan, right before this I was at the Faculty Senate meeting, and I asked them a question, and I'd like to relay this question to all of you as our Pima family is listening. We know that everybody has worked extremely hard this year and a half really, juggling personal things at home, professional things. I mean, it's just incredible. Everything that you've done, you've thought of innovative ways in your work, in teaching, or in other areas. So my question is, how can we help you with this stress? We have established a culture of care at Pima College, and we want to continue with it. But we'd like your ideas of how we can help you. We have implemented lots of different strategies about wellness, even yoga virtually. We've had our Jorgensen Brooks EAP come to and do virtual sessions with groups of employees and individually too. But I know you have lots of ideas, and so if you could please share them with either Dr. David B. or with me, and just shoot us an email and put in the title heading, Culture of Care Idea or Ideas. So if you can think about that over the weekend, and maybe Monday by the end of business day, if you could please let us know what your ideas are. And at Wednesday's board meeting, we'd like to share some of your ideas and some ideas that we've been thinking of too. So please, again, send us an email to either Dr. David B. or to myself with the title Culture of Care Ideas. Okay, so let's go on to the agenda that we will be seeing today. Usually, well, I've presented this before with my colleagues, Dr. David Duray and Vice Chancellor Bill Ward. We did this at the Futures Conference, but I'm flying solo today. So this is our update on the Educational and Facilities Master Plan. As you can see on the screen, this is what we'll be going over. Just an overall overview, then the vision of academic affairs, and then some updated information about the Centers of Excellence, and then some timelines as well. So we can go on to the next slide, please. So the college today, we've evolved. We're never going to go back to what we were prior to the pandemic. This is what we call the post-COVID new normal. And I think it's positive. We have taken a crisis and used it as an opportunity, and using an equity lens, access and equity for our students and for our employees. So what does that mean? What is it that we are going to be doing? And we're using the Education and Facilities Master Plan to help us navigate through this process. So let's take a look at the next slide. So what we did back in 2015, we had our document of the Education and Facilities Master Plan. What we've been doing for the past year or so is a revisit. It's not a brand new document, it's an evolution of the current one. And in the middle of this revision process of revisiting and reviewing came the pandemic. So it really is focusing us on the post-COVID new normal. So we looked at this, and with our consultants, the Smith Group, we wanted to identify various aspects of the college as we're looking, and specifically in the vision for academic affairs. And as you can see on the screen there, we have the drivers for what is the vision for academic affairs. The pandemic, along with the growing social unrest and the demographic shift in the traditional student populations, has impacted higher education forever. So what does that mean for academic affairs? For the post-COVID new normal, that means that we're shifting our student base to meet the challenges of Industry 4.0 and the 4 superpowers, which include AI, mobile, cloud, and the Internet of Things. And that is in learning and working. So really the future, as we look at how to prepare our students and equip them with the right tools, is the future of work and learning. So we need to help them to reskill, perhaps. Even looking at our vocabulary, our language, maybe not using the word student so much, but referring to them as learners. We're all learners. I'm a learner, the Chancellor's a learner, everybody on this YouTube is a learner. It's a lifelong learning process. And we need to make sure that our working learners are prepared, especially with what happened with the pandemic. Many have lost their jobs. Many jobs no longer are going to exist. They're going to be evolving into this more technology side. And our students need to be prepared for the 21st century skills. And that includes collaboration, resiliency, problem solving, working together, teamwork, all of those different skills. And they can, hopefully, with our work with you, the faculty and the deans and the provost's office, looking at these 21st century skills and creating micro-credentials. So students will have that option. When they take a class, they can either transfer to a 4-year institution or get a micro-credential so they can reskill and perhaps get promoted at their job. We're also looking at establishing a universal design to create better pathways. We need to act on our program review findings, and as I mentioned about developing micro-pathways and micro-credentials. In addition, we need to provide more options for our students. We heard in the student town halls that they really did like the virtual classroom. Of course, some of them do prefer the face-to-face and are waiting for that, and we will be providing that option in the fall. But also, several of them liked the virtual setting that was kind of a combination of that face-to-face feel, but online. And then, of course, providing our hybrid and fully online courses. So providing those different options and meeting the demands of hybrid and high-flex course offerings is very important for us, as well as scheduling more classes in the evenings and on the weekends. So that's basically the vision for academic affairs. We can go on to the next slide and take a look at the Centers of Excellence overview. So it's a combination of convergence, adaptability, and speed. Most critically, the change since 2015 has been to realign the institution with the needs of the community and the key growth sectors in Southern Arizona. And part of this has been done through the development of the Centers of Excellence. If you remember, we held summits at the various campuses where we invited students, faculty, staff, and business and industry partners. We heard from the business and industries about what it is that they're looking for in employees. Students and faculty heard that and the need to redo and revamp and strengthen our curriculum. And students got to hear what it is that they need for soft skills as well. So keeping all of that in mind and the data that we captured during those summits, we have been able to start establishing our centers of excellence. As you know, during the pandemic, the construction never stopped. It continued at the downtown campus. So in the fall, when you come back, and even now, if you'd like a tour, we can help facilitate that. You'll see the new buildings at the downtown campus. They're cutting edge, high tech, amazing. And I'd like to thank the faculty who, in the automotive program, that really revamped the whole curriculum to make it relevant for our students. So we're really excited about that and looking at the other centers of excellence. The centers of excellence combine the industry standards and thought leadership, partnerships with K through 12, post-secondary institutions, and student engagement with industry. Just as this week, the Chancellor and I and James Palacios, our Director of Dual Enrollment, and Dr. Lamada Mitchell was there, and Dean Greg Wilson, and Chief of Staff Tom Davis. We were all there to help give a tour to our superintendents, our K through 12 partner superintendents. And they were amazed to see this new building and the facility, and are ready to share with their own faculty and students about what it is that students can look forward to when they come to Pima. So let's take a look at the next slide, please. Let's take a look at the various centers of excellence and where they are. So we have the Applied Technology Center of Excellence at the downtown campus. The Automotive Technology Innovation Center construction is complete. It will feature original equipment manufacturers and integrate autonomous and electric vehicle curriculum. It broke ground and it's completed in spring the advanced manufacturing building has broken ground and will be complete in spring of 2022. In that facility, we'll have welding, robotics, CAD, machining, industrial technology, mechatronics, and additional programs. And we're very grateful for the faculty who have worked very hard to put this into place. Let's go on to the next slide, and we'll take a look at our Center of Excellence of Information Technology, which is at the East Campus. And a couple of weeks ago, a few of us from the Provost's office went and had a tour. Dean Jim Craig was there, and Chris Bonhorst, and several of the team, and we were able to take a look at the new facilities, the new opportunities that we have to offer our students in information technology and cybersecurity. And that was completed in the fall of 2020. And many of you know this, but for those of you that don't, this is the only community college facility in the state of Arizona to host a live-fire, volunteer-driven cyber warfare range, which also includes a student-run data center, a cyber security operations center, and a fusion space. This space is an active learning room that accommodates a variety of events such as short seminars and student activities. So we're very excited about what's going on at the East Campus. Let's continue to the next slide, please. So here we have our Center of Excellence on Hospitality Leadership, and that will be at the Desert Vista campus. This program is using its first Title V grant, Pathways to Hospitality, which is a $2.7 million award to create a state-of-the-art facilities featuring 3 commercial kitchens, a recommissioned grill, a new restaurant and bistro, which will be open to the public, and a hotel suite learning labs. So we're very excited about this. We know that Desert Vista has been known to have our culinary program there. So this hospitality leadership program will be very effective, and we'll hopefully be able to enjoy the lunches that we had in the past when we went to Desert Vista. In the next slide, we have our Center of Excellence in the health professions. This will train students in nursing, surgical technology, respiratory care, which will be big now with what's happened with COVID. There'll be a lot of positions available in respiratory care. medical laboratory technology, dental studies, and more. And as part of our digital literacy initiative, classes are already integrating the use of tablets, augmented reality, and simulation mannequins to provide a realistic experience. Imagine, this is what we're providing for our students. It's such an exciting time. And I know that the West Campus, with its remodeling, with the Center of Excellence of Health Professions, we will be able to serve our community. And actually this week, the Chancellor and I and Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Doré participated in a conversation about where the workplace is going, the demographics, how we need to be relevant. And this was with a new doctor, Jasmine Hill from Stanford University, and she will be a professor at UCLA. And she shared with us all the demographics and the research that she has done. The health professions is going to be a viable and very relevant profession for many of our students. So we're excited about that. In the next slide, we'll see our Center of Excellence for Public Safety and Emergency Services. This center will feature fire science and emergency medical services, the law enforcement and administration of justice, and transportation and logistics programs. So Pima College, I don't know if you knew this, trains the majority of Pima County's first responders with partnerships that include 2 law enforcement agencies, 12 fire departments and districts, 6 hospitals, and 1 ambulance company. They have done a fabulous job, and our reputation for PSESI is amazing. And I want to thank everyone who's worked on in this Center of Excellence and in making it evolve and stronger and better. So thank you for that. In the next slide, we have our Center of Excellence in Arts. The arts are already housed at the West Campus, and they feature, of course, a beautiful performance space and art gallery that we have enjoyed and will continue enjoying. Journalism has been completely revamped, digital arts as well, and they align with the U of A goals to transfer. As I mentioned before, the provost of the U of A and I met, and they're going through a Gen Ed refresh, as they call, and they are now about to start at the program level, and they want to meet with us and talk to the deans and faculty as how we can work together and collaborate so that our Gen Eds are aligned. Also, the Center of Excellence for the Arts is also developing stackable credentials. So we see the arts as a training ground for project-based opportunities that are interdisciplinary and viable across, in fact, all of the centers of excellence. And if we go on to the next slide, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're really working on the future of work and learning. COVID has accelerated our need to be flexible and affordable and provide access with an equity lens. And as you can see here, the list of our current initiatives that are aligned with the Centers of Excellence. I won't go through them all, but one of our main ones, of course, is Guided Pathways. And then iBest has been instrumental integrating with the adult basic education. They've done a phenomenal job. So everything is aligning with the Reskilling and Recovery Network. Along with the Governor's Office and the other community colleges in Arizona and the Arizona at Work, they are developing a framework to address equity issues that became more pronounced through the pandemic. Short-term stackable credentials and micro-credentials will be elaborated on, and the deans and faculty department heads are currently working on that. So let's take a look at the timelines. So as you can see, we have 2 of the Centers of Excellence that have been completed: the Automotive Technology Innovation Center and the Information Technology. And you can also see the Advanced Manufacturing, which has already broken ground, will be completed in February 22. Aviation, also February of 22. And Hospitality and Culinary is in the design phase. So with that kind of encapsulates all of the work that we've been doing and how it corresponds. It goes back to the Education and Facilities Master Plan. As I said, it's a refresh or a revisit of what was established in 2015, and we want your ideas too. So this is still a draft, a work in progress. We'll be reaching out to you so you can help us prioritize the recommendations that the consultant Smith Group will be sharing with us. Again, their recommendations. Pima College decides what it will do and in what prioritization order. So just be on the lookout for some forums and discussions within your divisions and units on how we can improve and make Pima Community College stronger than ever. So with that, I'd like to pass it back to our Chancellor Lee Lambert. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Dolores, and thank you for your leadership. I appreciate what you've been able to do and take us to that next level of excellence. So thank you, and thank you to your team and to the faculty and staff. Also want to acknowledge David Doré was not able to be with us today, and him and his team have been leading the work around the facilities along with Bill Ward's team at our respective campuses, and it's just tremendous work. And as Dolores indicated earlier, if you haven't had an opportunity, you got to come out and see that automotive facility. And it is really a fine showcase, and it's probably the best in the state of Arizona. And I probably would argue it's even better than the one I had when I was up in Seattle, Washington. So I think so much good things happening. I thought I'd talk a little bit about our financial picture going into the next fiscal year, and it's good news. So we're going to be presenting a budget to the board next week. So please stay tuned to the board meeting. You're going to see a large investment into capital planning, as well as some thoughts around how we're preparing to use the additional higher education emergency relief funds. And we're looking to fund increases for salaries and wages. Over the course of the few past years, going back to 2014, we've increased the scales by over 8%. And we're looking to propose to the board to do another 2% plus an additional $1,000 one time for this upcoming year. So as you all know, we also have work on the class plan, and so as that starts to unfold, we'll be looking at the resources we'll have to fund and support that great work that's happening there. Thought I'd share a little bit about the coronavirus aid piece. If you recall, we received in the first installation of the CARES Act about $10.6 million. And I'm very pleased to say we have distributed and allocated those dollars out to the students, as well as funding student technology and hotspots, employee technology, software. We use the money for decontamination of college facilities and purchase protective equipment. And we also use it as a way to help do some aversion of student loan default. So we're very pleased about that. We're excited that we also got another round of HERF funding. This time the increase put us closer to $29 million. And a lot of that had to do with the advocacy we were doing along with the other community colleges across the country to change the formula in which they made the calculation under the HERF 1 or the CARES Act 1 piece, in which they use FTEs as opposed to headcount. So in the second installment, they use both an FTE calculation along with headcount. As you all know, community colleges, we don't serve just full-time students. We serve the vast majority of our students, in fact, are part-time. In the case of Pima, that number is close to 70%. So we received just shy of $24 million this time around. About $5 million will go to direct student aid. We are already dispersing that money as we speak. The remaining $17 million, along with us receiving about $1.2 for being an MSI, minority serving institution, we will be using those funds as well. Some of it for some of the things that I mentioned earlier, but also to face a reality. We lost a lot of tuition revenue this year. Our enrollments are probably going to be down when all the counting is over with, probably around that 15% number. And that's right about where most of the community colleges in the state of Arizona also fell into that place. And there was one district that was up into the 30% negative. So the pandemic has hit us hard as a state in the enrollment side. But fortunately, thanks to Congress, we have received resources to help offset some of those losses. We'll also continue some of the investments that we had outlined under the CARES Act initiatives I mentioned earlier. But also, you're going to see us investing into the classrooms. We're hoping to bring about 15 classrooms online through that high flex model that you've heard us talk about before. We're also going to look at some additional user support services, temporary employees in that area. You're going to see us make some additional infrastructure services. We'll also be upgrading conference rooms and training rooms. And we're hoping to do some investment around some indoor air quality and do some additional facilities remediation and preparation. Now, another thing to keep in mind is there was another HERF 3 allocation under the American Rescue Plan Act. And so we don't know exactly how much we're going to get from that, but it's going to be probably equivalent to the amount I just mentioned earlier. And so we'll be reviewing that and determining where the best investments will go as it relates to that. Another important thing that happened this past year that was very significant, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your support and advocating for the passage of Proposition 481. And what is so exciting about Proposition 481, beyond just its passage, I think it's a validation and an affirmation of the vision that we have set forward here at Pima and for this community. Nearly 70% of the voters supported Prop 481. No other education initiative in recent memory has received that level of support. So just think about that for a moment. We enjoy just so much overwhelming support. It's an affirmation of the great work we're doing, and so we should all celebrate that and know that we really appreciate what each and every one of you have done to make sure that we have that community support. It's going to allow us to maintain the stability of our college workforce. It's going to allow us to support a lot of the student success initiatives that we had been moving forward. It's going to allow us to bring on board some more 21st century programming and beyond. Also, there was a piece of another proposition, a statewide proposition that passed that we're likely to see once fully realized up to about $10 million of new revenue. It's important to emphasize that this is new revenue, whereas Prop 41 is being able to use our existing revenue for operational purposes. Before the passage of that, we were limited in how much we could use for operation versus other designations. So this is very exciting for us. We're also working in Phoenix right now to get us some STEM funding. We're hoping that we'll be successful as this session hopefully will wind down in the upcoming weeks. We're also every year we make a pitch to get Pima and Maricopa's funding reinstated. I don't see that happening this year, but I think we might see some temporary expenditure limit relief for the next few years. Although we're in a different place related to expenditure limit, but a lot of our other districts across the state, they need that relief. We certainly would appreciate that relief for this current fiscal year. So that's important. Also on the federal level, just some exciting things happening. Ability to benefit, Workforce Investment Opportunity Act is in play. There's an infrastructure bill, and then free community college. So your Pima Community College is going to be playing a lead role to help bring free community college to the state of Arizona. Now, the thing to keep in mind, when they're talking about free community college, the problem in Arizona is the state doesn't fund Pima and Maricopa. And as a result of that, that may impact whether our state will be eligible for that funding. That's why I mentioned that Pima is going to play a leading role in helping to help shape how that final piece of legislation is going to look to allow Arizona to be included. So let's, knock on wood, hopefully we can be successful in that. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, but I think it would be worth it if we can make and provide that level of resource for our students. So stay tuned as we go forward. We're excited about the return to work. I just sat through a number of presentations recently. Your leadership team, working with all of you, have laid out a solid plan to start to bring us back into the workplace. And we're going to use the next few months as a transition period, and then from there, coming back to a more new normal in terms of operation in the fall. Your supervisors will be working with you, so please stay close to them. If you have questions, please ask them. If they don't know the answers, they will ask their supervisor so that you can know how this will impact you at your unit level. And we, as I've said many times before, we're going to be flexible, especially for those of you who are parents, those of you who are taking care of providing elder care. We want to be flexible. And above all, please, if you haven't been vaccinated, I highly encourage you to get vaccinated. It makes a huge difference. We're likely to continue the masking policy as we go into the fall, unless the CDC lifts that piece, or Pima County lifts that piece, or the city. We're likely to continue that. We're going to try to encourage good social distancing, the good hygiene, washing your hands and things like that. So all of that will be an important part of what fall will look like. You're not going to see us having the intake stations like you do now if you've been coming onto one of our locations and so forth. So that's just so you'd be aware of that. And I want to thank the board. The board has been tremendous during this period of time. It's been very, very, very tough for everybody, but their support and their support of the vision that you heard Dolores make reference to is much appreciated by all of us. And let me say this, because I know some folks this may be on some of your mind. I am so honored and privileged to be your chancellor. And for all the things you heard Dolores talk about, all the things you heard me talk about, that's why I'm staying here. After going through the San Diego process, after going through the Evergreen process, it's one thing's very clear. Your Pima Community College, our Pima Community College, we are one of the leaders across the country and in the 21st century, in the transformation of what's going on. We're a leader, and I want to be part of being here as we continue to set the pace for not only here in our community, but in the state of Arizona and across the nation. And it's because of that, because of all of you, I'm staying here, and I'm so proud to be doing that. So we want to close out with just a video of that work that's being done that Dolores described. So I'm going to turn it over to our video crew to tee up the video. And again, just want to thank you all for what you've done. And please have a great summer. And please come to our virtual graduation. As you know, that's going to be happening on May 19th at 7 p.m. Stay tuned. Let's tee up the video.